This is only a test.
You ready?
What's going on, y'all? Let's go. Welcome
Yes,
to the
sir.
Black Dad Podcast. We here for you. We here for it.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
get it. How's your week, man? How's everything
Oh
going so
man, the
far?
same as usual, man. Nothing crazy. Everything's the same. Just working with the kids, trying to get them together. Mainly my baby girl Z, just trying to get her prepared for kindergarten in the fall. So just like little stuff like behavioral and attitude things, and even some academic stuff. Just trying to like make sure she's sharp by the time she get ready to head into to kindergarten. As far as and I got Kobe here too. That boy, something. Listen, man, I I don't know how, man. I got a 21-year-old and then I got a 1-year-old, dog. Like this shit is crazy. I'm getting it for sure,
Yeah.
man. But for the most part, man, it just taking it a day at a time, man. Again, this is my thing right here. So just trying to figure out ways to make this as good as possible. Stay consistent. We dropped a few thought vaults this week, so that was dope. We was able to use last episode to do that, so that was fire for me. So just the same as usual. Just trying to stay focused on what's happening. What about you? How you feeling, man?
Shit, nigga
I
tired.
could dig it. I could dig it.
Nigga tired, man. Like, literally shit, we just was talking about it, man. Just literally woke up from a nap. Like, just, it's the end of the summer, man. It's here, man. That's what I was telling them about, man. Everybody been able to just chill and stuff. They graduated, going into the
Congratulations!
sixth
I seen
grade.
that.
Kaser graduated. He, going to college. So it's amazing. Fresh shots to him. So it was just an amazing week for this kids, just seeing how they progress. And Bella has a recital tomorrow. That's, a little selfish. Y'all gonna give a Father's Day recital. Like, I gotta go. That's how I gotta spend my
You gonna
Father's
make the
Day.
decision for me? That's crazy.
The fact that I ain't supposed to be celebrating
Right.
holidays as a Muslim anyway, so ain't too much I can really say. But no, it's just, I think it'll be dope. And then they're gonna come back with me afterwards. There's still a carnival out here in Delaware tomorrow, so look forward to kind of doing that with them, have some fun. So that's it, man. It's just I seen light at the end of the tunnel. I was here. Next week it'd be all that, be able to work from home with them. I actually had my daughter with me on Friday. Took her to a visit in Presbyterian Hospital. Everybody talking to her, so it was just all that to be able to let them see me work, be with me while I'm working. So I'm looking forward to this summer.
Shout out to all the graduating kids. I seen that a lot up and down the timeline. A lot of high school graduations, even the move up days, elementary to move up school. Shout out to Journey, Jazz's daughter. She just graduated, heading into middle school. So it's been a lot of that going on. I've been seeing this past week.
Yeah, my oldest boy invited me to the graduate. So they actually see him off the prom, man. I drive there, the address wrong. So, I ain't, you went on your rant last week. I ain't gonna go on mine this week, but I'm just saying, like, I drove all the way from Delaware just to be able to, come see him on the prom. I'm driving, I'm spinning the block, I'm checking the address, like it ain't never there. So, come find out, eventually it was probably the wrong address. By the time I get there, he going somewhere else. Yeah, so it was like, by the time he sent me another address that he's leaving from, I'm like, man, it's too much. So I just, coordination is key for future references. Anybody, coordinate. Just give me the right time. Anything, I let it come out, support anything. But that's probably the only kind of something that kind of annoyed me this past week. But actually, I really just wanted to be there for him. Just see him on this important day. But
let me add before we move any forward. So this is Men's Health Month, mental health. You just talked about that thing that you just went through. Like, how's that for you? You doing a lot, besides being a man, being a father, and trying to balance it. You doing this with me, you feel me? So how's that been?
So it's crazy you said that, because I do a lot of reading, I do a lot of introspective work, try to figure out why I am the way I am. Like we said, we talked about before, like our emotional intelligence, and I kind of came to like an epiphany. I want to say yesterday, like growing up without a father has really had a lifelong effect on me, to the effect where I'll kind of do for more than maybe some people say I should. Like my grandma always say, like, let them kids be with their mama. Like, you're a man, like, be do man stuff, take care of your job, take care of the house, get them when you can. But I found, I'll overdo it because I didn't have a father. I'll try to be more present. I'll be father to children that aren't even, mine biologically, just because of that's what somebody did for me. So I see sometimes I'll inflect too much and try to do too much just because simply I'm trying to, still that little boy that's inside. I'm still trying to appease him. I'm still trying to help him, like show him, like, yeah, still good people out here. And they always say, grow up to be the somebody person that you needed when you was an adult. So I kind of try to do that, but sometimes I see like maybe I'm overdoing it. And I just need to just do what
Yeah,
I can.
yeah, and like we took a break from this last week, because this, if you add this on top of like your day to day, it could become a little overwhelming. And like I said, like for me,
Yeah,
I've made, like, as far as this is concerned, I've created this in a moment, like at a dark time in my life. So like it
yeah.
symbolizes something different for me, but I still understand the magnitude of it. Sometimes you just need to take a break. So here we doing the Black Dad podcast. Before the Black Dad podcast, I was doing Young Black and Gifted. I had my last Young Black and Gifted recording was over a year ago. I hadn't done anything like new. You feel me? But for those same
Yeah.
reasons, just having to like take a breather. You feel me? It could be heavy sometimes. So that's why I like you.
Man, it's beneficial though
Yeah,
too,
absolutely.
man. Like
You
this
need a
John
team
is,
though.
like I said, it's therapeutic.
So that's why I
Yeah.
tell you, like, I don't, like I said, when we first started this thing out, and I could see that you was locked in from the first time I came to you with the idea, you was locked in. And like I said, that was great for me because a lot of those things I've always done. So, but I also had to double back to tell you, like, look, you don't overwhelm yourself with it. Like, what I ask of you are things that I can do also. So that's what, but I'm just saying this from like a team perspective. You feel me?
You ain't overwhelming. This is a blessing, brother. Listen, we doing this thing. It's helped me. I gotta get my rest. I'm not drinking no alcohol. I didn't cut out alcohol, sodas. Like
That
I'm not
stuff helped
healthy
too, yeah.
stuff. This face, this face belongs on the tissue. So I got to make sure the money maker
This
is
face
right.
belongs
So
to the
I got to get
tissue.
my rest. I got proper hydration, mask, all that. Like this is a
Word up,
blessing.
word.
So no, I'm
Yeah,
loving it,
and
man.
and we,
Like
like I said, you came to me with some ideas that I thought was dope, and that again, that helps me a lot. Like in my creativity, when, like I was just saying to Jazz earlier, two minds are better than one. Imagine when we could multiply that
yeah,
to 5, 10 people. You feel me? With the same common goal
yeah.
to work together. So
I know we about to start
mm,
outsourcing this work. We about to be spending our time being black dads. Yeah, we're gonna build a black dad podcast, but the whole goal is to be somewhere on a Tuesday afternoon. We got passive income coming in, and we'd be able to go out to the park with our kids. We want to go shoot basketball. We want to barbecue on a Wednesday. No, I don't
come
want to sit
on,
in the office. No, I don't want to do that. That's the goal. We speaking into existence. Like, and I'm telling you, I've always my whole life. It was one story I'm gonna tell you this, and
mm,
then we can get into the thing. So I remember Oprah saying one time, she said her grandmother was showing her how to hang up clothes in the back of the house. And she was like, baby, I want you to pay attention. You're going to have to learn how to do this. And Oprah in her spirit, she was like, no, I won't. I'm not going to be able to do that. And she knew in her spirit that she was, and that's the same way I feel. Anytime my grandma, she would talk to me like, baby, yeah, just go get a nice job with a good 401k and all that. And in my mindset, I'm thinking like, grandma, that's not for
yeah,
me. Need to know how to do that. Like I need to, and God bless me now to be in that position. But I really always feel in my spirit I'm meant to live a different life than everybody else. Like I'm not supposed to work a normal 9 to 5. I'm meant to travel. I'm meant to see people, motivate. So
I agree.
I always felt the
Yeah,
same way. So I feel like we just eventually leading on down to
yep.
that
And you gotta
path.
start from somewhere. So and it'll take time. So
Yeah,
I'm excited too, man. I love this shit, man. This is what I do right here.
got you, man. So we'll break it down, get all to the
Okay,
main topic for the day. We actually
okay.
got two lightly we want to touch, and one little heart. No, I won't
What
say
they call
heartwarming. Little,
what they call it?
tragedy.
Trigger alert or something like that. It can trigger your
Yeah, yeah,
emotions.
definitely. It can be very
Yeah.
triggering. I'm sure first story is about the woman we actually received the Amber Alert out here in Delaware, Maryland area this past week, where a 3-year-old girl was reported she was kidnapped by a white male, peach fuzz hair, a hoodie, gray shorts. The car was driven by a white woman. The story that was told that the mother pulled him to the side of the road to kind of help the child out. got over, got the child out the car seat, talking to her, trying to calm her down, and then somebody came up and took the child. So the Amber Alert was, looking for this missing child, and it comes to find out that this child's body's been found. The child was never kidnapped, never abducted. It was the mother, who believes, I believe, in her approximately her 30s, and the boyfriend, stepfather, was about 44 years old. Apparently, he beat the child, and then they disposed of the corpse. So it was really tough. I had posted it on my Facebook and media because we got it, and then it was just scary to us. Like sometimes if my girl is out with our daughter and it's just her, like that's scary to think that somebody would just take a child like that. Come to find out that wasn't the case. It kind of was just something else. And I believe that they found the body in Maryland. So it was
Let's say
just
her name. What's the
it was,
little girl name? What's her name?
I can
Last
look it
name
up. Hold
Dinkins.
on.
I can't. It's like something Dinkins. Rest in
Yeah,
peace to baby
baby
girl.
girl Dinkins,
Yeah,
man.
rest
Rest
in
in
peace to
peace
her,
to
man.
you. I don't know what entailed, the way that you was taken out of this world. I always say my grandma told me something because it was just how important she to me. She always said sometimes, man, this world wasn't meant for these kids in regard of the hurt and stuff that they can be received. You got to think now they with God, now they in peace, and pray for her because we don't know how she was suffering, what she was going through that house with that man and that woman, if she was being abused. So nobody deserves to go out like that. But I just pray for her soul and that she's, you know, now they got to figure out, what's going on with the mom and the guy. So it's a lot of lives that's affected by this now.
That's just like, I don't want to. Rest in peace to baby girl. The parents, obviously, they gonna get what they got coming. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I don't know the exact ins and outs of the story, but just based off of the little details that I do have, that kind of go back to some of the stuff that we talked about before when we talk about discipline. And one of the things I talked about was like having, you got to have a balance. You got to be careful. It's a thin line. You look cool.
Yeah.
When I see the picture of this little girl, you know how sometimes you see a picture of a kid, like don't no kid deserve that, but you might see a little kid like, yeah, that little nigga look bad. He look bad, right? That little girl looks so sweet. You feel me? And it's just like,
Yeah.
what could have been the case? And I got my daughter here with me right now, and so she be having a rough time, but nothing to the degree that is like I'm gonna lose my cool. I'm gonna lose my mental thing, like the where as though like you make a life changing decision, and it only take a split second. You feel me?
The only and
So
only.
the
I'm gonna say
parents
this and
going the
tell them.
parents the mom too because she tried to cover it up. You feel me? Well, regardless of what point, I don't know her part in it or nothing like that. But the fact that she went to the authorities and lied, you feel me? They gonna get what they got coming, and just rest in peace to baby girl. That John, crazy.
Yeah. Say this. Then we give back something like 'cause
Hmm
this is
hmm
like,
hmm hmm
um. I've actually just passed this week when I was out doing one of my visits, and believe me, it's the heat and aggression and people. It doesn't help, and it's just summer's just getting started. So I seen this young woman. She was walking with her two kids, and the sister squirted the brother with the water bottle, and the little brother was like, "Hey!" And the mom just smacked him. She's like, "What the fuck? Like, shut the fuck up!" She squirted me. She said, "Aren't you effing hot?" It gotta be the heat. It gotta be this aggression, and I see it so many times. Hurt people hurt people. So many people's going through things in life, and they take it out on their kids. Whether they speak to these kids, whether they treat these kids, dress these kids, monitor these kids, supervise these kids. We don't really understand the psychological effects of being a parent. On like there could be studies and classes just on just being a parent and how you're trying to go through your emotions as a man and a woman, but then you still got to adhere to these needs and feelings of your children. And then you got to combine this and work it all out. So people, you don't know what people be going through. And hurt, like I said, hurt people hurt people. I can't tell you how many people I've seen, they talk to their kids like shit. They dress their kids. They're not worried about them. They'll be dressed, but the kids won't be. They'll look down on these kids. Like, so it's so much that's going on for these kids. You really got to pray for these kids nowadays because it's so much that their parents is going through and they don't know how to communicate or who to talk to, like Mental Health Awareness Month. There's so many men out here, they don't know who to talk to about. They're overwhelmed with bills, overwhelmed with being a father. They want to be more present. They're going through a lot. Like I really try to pray. I'm gonna pray for that woman at the end of the day because I don't know what she was going through. I don't know what the stepfather's going through. I don't know anything. Nothing gauges or should be a reason for a child to be, you know, handled in that manner. But at the end of the day, man, these people be going through some things, and we really are in an existential crisis. Like this is a people, like we're going through it, and we just need prayer as a whole.
Rest in peace to baby girl Dinkins. If I'm saying, hopefully I'm saying her name right. Rest in peace to her, man. What you got next? What's the next main topic you got?
Man, so what advice do you have for first time dads, and how have you feel like you've improved over time as a father?
Advice for first time dads. I would say like I'm gonna say like what some I probably would have said to myself, right? Be easy, man. Again, we talk about this mental health thing, right? And we tend to take on in the world, society tell us that we supposed to be one way as men, and we ever so often get caught up in that stigma. You feel me? Of what we supposed to do. I would definitely say choose the right person. Make sure you choose the right person. If you didn't, keep that child first, man. It's tough. I got multiple children, multiple moms, and I'm telling you, it's probably some of the toughest shit. I just wear it well. I won't allow it to break me down, but going through some of the things I've had to go through because of the decisions that I made, I'm not going to say that I wish I didn't make those decisions because I probably wouldn't have my children. But had I had the criteria, if I would have had the idea first, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have made the decisions in the manner that I made them. But I would say be easy. Right. Be easy on yourself. Be easy on your child's mother, because ever so often, you know, we talk about this already. When that child get here, things just get tough, and it just seemed like baby mama drama. As soon as the kid here, baby mama drama, baby daddy drama, and that boggles my mind because it's like, what happened when we was ripping and running on Saturday? Oh, what's up? You know how that John go. What's up? I get off at 9:00. You trying to slide? You trying to kick it? You know, everything before the child get here is a lot easier. And I would just say, like, just make sure that you linking up with the right people, because, you know, that's it. We talked about prenups and all that stuff like that. It ain't no getting out of that. You feel me? Once you make that decision to become a father, it ain't no. I mean, you can duck and dodge it. Obviously, you could act like the responsibility isn't yours, but theoretically is there. You can't undo it. So I would just say be easy on yourself. Make sure you're making the right decisions. You linking up with the right people, and make sure that you treat the people right. And obviously, like we just talked about, make sure you treat the children right. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. It's hard. You know what I mean? And now as far in the second part, what was the second part of the question, bro?
How have you improved as a father over time? In what ways?
Patience. I wasn't always so patient. So that's why I talk about being easy. Again, the way I was raised, I took that same style into my parenting, even though I was young. So we talk about, remember I said having that criteria? So I'm just going off of what was showed to me. You feel me? And again, not realizing how maybe at that point I became a father at 17. So at 17, I'm not even realizing how some things have affected me as a person. It took for me to get down the line, and then unfortunately, I'm doing the same thing to my children, you know, and it's like, dang, like now I'm remembering me. You feel me? And again, I don't want to go too far off the track, but when I think about it, you know, I don't blame my parents. I don't blame their parents. I don't blame nobody. This is because it has to be an answer to everything. Some people just whacked out. You feel me? But my point is, things don't just happen. Things happen for a reason. So that's why I want my relationships to thrive off understanding. So I might have 1,000 questions. So now that I got understanding with certain things, or we encounter certain things, I might not take it so personal because I have understanding of the person. You feel me? But nonetheless, my point is, coming back to here we are today, is like, instead of blaming my parents or my grandparents or whoever, you know, I'm just hypothetically speaking, I made a conscious decision to break the cycle. I want to break the cycle, and I don't want to subconsciously or consciously pass on that same trauma or continuously pass that cycle on to my children. You feel me? And in some ways I may have already, right? But still, even in that was probably the thing that made me realize, like, you know what? I need to fix something and change. Some people never change. They'll just keep going. You feel me? So I would say, like, but to answer the question, I think I've I've learned to be more patient. I wasn't so patient, period. As a parent, as a person, you know what I'm saying? I was so quick to act off emotion and how I feel. You feel me? So quick to get angry rather than to think things through. One of the things I'll say this with you, and then I'll like this attributes to not just being a parent, but to me as a man.
Yeah.
I do voice note diet. You see how I send you voice notes? I'll do them Jones
Yeah.
if I'm feeling a little crazy. I'll do them Jones like a journal entry. You feel me? I'll
Yeah.
talk about how I'm feeling. I've even gotten to the point that if I'm like upset with somebody, instead of like taking it straight to them, I'll do a voice note. Listen to it back.
Yeah. Communicate there first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
listen
See if
to
I
it back.
sound crazy or not.
Yeah. And then I let it go. Sometimes I just let it go because like a lot of the times with a lot of situations, so like baby moms and all that stuff, trying to get through to them and all that stuff, like it's like beating a dead horse. You can't make anyone do anything. You feel me? And
Right.
you can't control people. You can only control yourself. So sometimes I be
Yeah.
wanting to say shit just to get it off me. And
Mhm.
it's I've learned to like not internalize it, but still internalize it, but still release it if you will. So I've grown in that way
Right.
too.
Yeah.
Like being like you talk about emotional intelligence and stuff like that, just being more mindful of how I'm feeling and being in control of that. You feel me? And it helps in my parenting. You know what I mean?
No, I
How
agree,
about
and
you?
I'm trying to get there as well. What advice would I give for first time dads and how I've improved as a father over time? I would say definitely my motto: proper preparation prevents poor performance. Like I was practicing on Pepsi bottles how to put a diaper on the baby before my son came. Like I was like the big Pepsi bottles, the 2 liters. Like I'm trying to learn how
Snap.
to.
Yeah, now
So
that makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm doing that to get ready, like saving. It's always just being prepared, like and just read. That time goes fast. Them kids, before you know it, they 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. They older, they talking back more. So enjoy that time when it's just the babies, where they sleep and you get to hold them and cuddle with them. I love how my babies used to smell. It's weird. I used to love they breath. I love the baby breath. Like yeah, the milk and shit. Just it was just calmness to me. Like it's just they enjoyed it such at a tender
Mm-hmm.
age. I have to say, just man, as a first time dad, enjoy that, man. It's so mesmerizing just to look at a child where they're laying there and they're breathing and wow, I helped create this little thing. And so just enjoy those little moments. I would say
They go
everything
by
else is going to
fast
come.
too,
Right?
bro. That
They
that
do.
moment that moment that you talking about. Yeah.
So fast. So don't get the stressing. Like you gonna get a lesson in every blessing. Like that's one of my saying. You gonna get a lesson in every blessing, and that child is a blessing. So every day you gonna get a lesson from them. You gonna learn how to what's their love language, how you to deal with them, how you to treat them, how you to my daughter got a different love language from my
Mm-hmm.
son.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest daughter got a different love language from my other daughter. So I gotta learn how to, adhere to their love languages. So I would just say that and just enjoy it. How have I improved as a father over time? Definitely managed my anger a whole lot better. I don't really try to take put too much on the kids. I understand. My grandma always say sometimes you can beat more on a child than you're beating out of them. So I'm not about to keep putting my hands on you and beating you
Mm.
because I could be beating fear in you. I could be beating hostility, sneakiness, lying. I could be beating all that in you when I'm really trying to just beat something out you to make you behave better. So I just feel like I've improved with that, really being more patient and just understand kids gonna be kids. Like I ain't they kids. We was kids. I still do shit as an adult. So stuff. Lord forgive
Yeah.
me, but
Yeah.
becoming more patient and more understanding because I see like and the older I get, the more aware I am that just basic conversations, even when a kid be like, "Oh, I need you, I want you." How many times do a kid say, "I need you, I want you," or "I just want to sit and chill with you"? You want to watch TV with me? Before I'd be like, "Baby, I'll be there in a second," or "I'll lay down with you in a minute." Now, shoot, they ask me that. I'm all right,
Right.
here I come.
Yeah. All right.
Because it's just like this is y'all love language. Y'all want to spend time with me. It's gonna come a time where 10 years from now, shoot, my one daughter gonna be in West Philly, young boy on a dirt bike. I'm be like, baby, no, come back. Like, well, Bella,
Brazil, I'm trying
look,
to tell
look,
you.
kid. Yeah, be outside. So we going through the same thing. Like, damn, I see my baby. She's make a dirt bike on Facebook
Uh,
or YouTube. Nah, So, you got to enjoy that time with them now where they want to be around you, want to be with you. So, that's definitely how I've improved, man. I cherish every moment I got with them, man. I miss them when they leave. When they come back, I be hyped. So,
I want to say this
it's
too,
just,
like just in terms of like I was saying, being easy on you, even being easy on the mom, right? Like this is again, I get it, bro. I've been through it, but this is where that emotional intelligence come into play, right? Because this is again, I got 21, 20, and there'll be 18. Well, this by the end of the year, there'll be 22, 21, 18, right?
all right.
You get to talking crazy to their moms and shit, they go stay. They don't like that, especially the girls. So even the boys, they don't, they love their moms. So that's probably one of the biggest challenges too when you aren't with the parent is finding that balance. When you talked about it, I talked about it a few episodes ago, and we talked about being friendly opposed to being cordial. I said I champion being cordial because it's not about me, it's not about them, it's about the child. And
Yeah,
I've been so quick to being angered, being so driven off of ego that I've upset my daughter. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And now I gotta live with that because at the end of the day, it's her mom. Whatever
yeah.
she is to me, however I feel about her or what I thought about her is my business, right? So that's why I try to practice. Like sometimes I want to say shit, but maybe I should just say it to myself and just let it off in the air rather than wilding out completely.
Yeah, that right.
So that's something that I've been through. So I'll say like how I've changed, right? One of the things I'm working on is just being more again being in control. You can't control other people. You only can control yourself, bro. And it'll come back into like you said, every blessing, and that is what you say. Inside every blessing is a lesson, right? So the
Yeah.
children is the blessings, but they'll teach you a lesson real quick if you don't get it together.
You gonna get a lesson one way or another from your kids. Believe me.
Yeah. So it ain't
Like,
about even.
believe me, yeah.
So even in your separation from the mothers, I encourage any man to try to find that. I mean, it might not be possible with every person because some situations is just like again like beating a dead horse. But if there's an opportunity there, I encourage like put that ego to the side, put your pride to the side, and do that for the children. You know what I'm saying? It's always
Yeah.
easier said than
But
done. I get it.
I'm like, what Jody say on Baby Boy? I'm cool with both my baby mamas. I don't want no smoke. I'm all
Yeah, no,
right. I ain't got
that shit
no.
nutty. And I've been in those situations, and I've been like too proud. Like the things that I would say, the things that I'd be willing to do is just like all out of like anger, but also it's like my pride. And it's like, bro, like
All right.
you don't need that.
No, listen. This is a perfect segue to a new segment that I came up with. It's called "Finish the Sentence."
Hmm.
So I'm gonna just give you a
I like that.
sentence, and I need you to finish it for
Okay.
me. So, growing up without a father made me what?
Damaged, not damaged beyond repair, but damaged. You can refurbish. Some can get broken or damaged, like I said, and be refurbished.
Yeah,
But I'll say damaged, man. There's a lot of things that I didn't know about being a man that I'm like, dang, I really wish I'd even now. I'm still learning, like with my sons, I'm learning to have balance and patience with them because that mentality, because I wasn't taught how to be a man, I have an idea. You not only want your sons to be tough, but you don't want them to be bullies. You don't want them to be assholes. You want them to be gentlemen. You want them to be
yeah,
thorough. You want them to be solid in any given situation. You want them to be leaders. You feel me? So
yeah.
I would say damage, bro. Yeah, that shit fucked me up. But we get into
Gotcha.
that. We get into the repairing.
Get to nitty gritty. All right, so I'm gonna say, growing up without a father made me appreciate having a son.
Mhm.
Cause it's like I'm raising myself. Like my son look like me, act like me. So it's like as a kid, like that it did damage not having a father in my everyday life. So it really makes me appreciate having a son who I can now pour into the things that I felt like was not poured into me. So the joys I get when I get to be around them and talk to them. And we had a little, you know what I'm saying? One time I'm driving home, just coming from somewhere, and we talked on the phone the whole 45 minutes just about everything. He like, Daddy, we don't even talk. Like, I just like, it's just you growing up. We getting to talk about life more. The growing up without a father definitely made me appreciate having a son. All right, next one. Having daughters made me realize.
Gotta respect the woman. You have to. That shit gonna swing back on you. I just said it.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, you gotta have the respect for the women. And again, that's kind of like my problem, right? So when you say damage, going back to the first part, like that's a lesson that I could have learned, and I picked up garbage along the way, thinking that that's what I was that's what I needed in order to be a man, and it was bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm still unlearning shit that I picked up along the way that has not helped me, bro. So I would say having daughters have, and they definitely made me soft because they, especially this one right here, you know, she definitely got me soft, like compared to like how I was 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah. Same way, man. Having daughters made me realize women are something to nurture, not conquer. Like, y'all feel we grow up, like, man, I need to hit this, add this, man, I need to add this to my bucket list. Like, I just, this how you think. And, like, and growing up with daughters make me realize, man, like, I gotta nurture y'all, I gotta protect y'all, I gotta provide for y'all. Not, you know, but having a father to daughters made me a better significant other than my lady. Like, she, you know, what they,
You give me another
girls
water?
become,
I'm listening, bro. My fault.
girls become daughters, daughters become
You give me
mothers,
another
like,
one?
and eventually, you know, so it's like I gotta nurture, you know, everybody here the same way I would, you know. So it definitely made me realize that women are to be taken care of. They be provided for, loved, protected. Like, we grow up nowadays. I need to hit this, I hit that. You know, I don't have such that chauvinistic mindset. You know how I once had.
Speaking of daughters, say hi, ZZ.
Hey, Brazil.
Say hi to the podcast. Say hi, podcast. All right. Go ahead. You can go back. Thank you, baby. All right. Yeah. So that it. You gonna learn, bro. I'm just telling you, like being hard again, ego, being hard headed. You know, like love my girls though, love them.
All right, let's next finish the sentence. The next way the Sixers can win the NBA Finals is
Starting from scratch. They gotta chill, bro. They gotta relax. They already did. They might as well. I'm gonna be honest. If I'm being completely honest, and we'll talk about basketball. We'll talk about the finals a little further down the line. But I don't want to. But my point is, and be as great of a and skilled of a player he is, the nigga lazy. I'm sorry, he lazy. He don't. He's very great at what he does, but I just think that he just doesn't have the work ethic that is going to take in order for him. And then he's getting older. That's another thing too. They making millions of dollars to play the game that they love. They pissing their years away. They getting hurt, getting injured before you look. I just peeped that KD 37. They talking about where he gonna go. I'm like, what? 37 is over. You feel me? He done played all. I mean, I'm not saying that he don't got nothing else left in the tank, but his prime years, he's messed around in all his prime years. So my thing about Joel Embiid, I would get rid of him and just start cleaning house and starting from scratch. Like win it in the draft.
All right, the next way the Sixers can win the NBA Finals is hire your boy as a GM. Fire all of them. Hire me. Hire me. Listen. When I play NBA 2K, all I do is the GM in the franchise mode. You hear me? Listen, that's all I do. I have already thought this out. We got a nice starting five. We're going to build around Maxey.
I forgot about Tyrese Maxey. Yeah, Tyrese Maxey fired.
We're going to get.
That's a good reference point for the future is Tyrese Maxey. Absolutely.
We're going to keep Tyrese Maxey. We're going to go get a nice trade out with the Bucks. We're going to go get Bobby Portis Jr. and Giannis. We are at a core. They got a championship core. They together. They got together. We're going to go get the young boy from LA, Dalton Connect. The young boy, the shooter. Spread it out. I'm going to go get DeJounte Murray to play the two guard with a Tyrese Maxey. You got a young, spaced out backcourt. They young, they mobile, they together.
What you need.
That's a good starting five
right
there. You got Maxey, DeJounte Murray.
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I got Tyrese Maxey, DeJounte Murray at the 2, Dalton Connect at the 3, Bobby Portis Jr.
I like
at
Bobby.
the center,
Okay.
and we got
At the
Giannis
four.
at power
Okay.
forward. Come on, man. We can go get some shooters. We can keep the whole bench. Kelly Oubre, the young pieces, keep them around, but get rid of them big ass contracts, get rid of everybody else, and just start and just build around Maxi.
That's fire. I like that. I like that.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, definitely get
That's
rid
what's on
of
my
and
GM board right now.
definitely get rid of Embiid though, no matter what, because he holding you up. The process is has run its course, respectfully.
Hell yeah. All right, so now we're going to get to other segment. You can get with this, you can't get with that. These is actually two stories that we have I found that are father related. Actor Brian McKnight did not attend his son's funeral and instead went to Maui with his wife and children to celebrate the memory of his son. Just to give a little backstory, though, Brian McKnight was kind of estranged with his son, named a different son, Brian McKnight Jr., when he had new kids. He said that he tried to give him a doctor, but they could only be in his condition in his home. He had his family had a funeral without him. So can you get with him being this way, or you
When
can't
you
get
say
with
it's
it?
strange, right? Like, see again, because the relationship, like, what was like, was he ever a part of his life? Is his son from like an ex-wife or something like that?
Yeah, they are from a previous relationship. I think he had 3 kids with the same woman, and he just cut off all 3 of the
You
older
know,
kids. And
see, that's why that's why I talk about understanding.
we need more
Yeah,
context. Yeah,
I can't get with that. He gotta do. He could have. I think he could have. What I don't. Again, I don't know what it's like to be in that predicament. But I see. This is what I'm talking about. Like that thing with when you separate from your significant other or whoever. You know what I'm saying? And then there's children involved. We start making it about us, and I mean that could go either way. That could go for him. That could go for her. You feel me? I don't know. Listen, man. I know this is the Black Dad podcast, but I'm gonna keep it funky. Some women, they could be devious, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm sorry. I'm not making this like a us versus them thing, but I'm just saying some women, they be out for blood. So that's kind of like the context I would want to have to that too. But I'm just saying, like, I think he had enough opportunity to he Brian McKnight. He could have probably done more. You feel me? Like to be with his son, not beyond like him being sick, just having a relationship with him. He got the resources, he got the money. I ain't mad at him for starting a new life, but to act like those didn't exist is kind of crazy. But see, then again, was she making it hard for him? Was she like trying? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that be happening there. Sometimes you got to choose yourself. I ain't mad at that either. I ain't mad at him. Depending on whatever the circumstances are, I'm not mad at him choosing his own peace. But to do something like to say, you know what, I got one son named Brian McKnight, but that other one don't count and shit. I'm gonna name another one Brian McKnight. That's kind of tough. You feel me? Like the
other thing was he was only like the wife that he married. She had 2 children. He's like, yeah, this is my daughter. He's not even claiming these other kids. Yeah, I only have one daughter. I only got 2 kids. So it's like,
so
man, that ain't how life
the new
works.
wife, he's claiming the new wife's children, but not claiming his biological children. Yeah, no, I can't get with that, bro. I ain't mad at claiming the children, but it's just like, bro, you gotta work something out, bro. And listen, I got some situations where, to be honest, like because of how shit went with me and the mom, it ain't been seen my son. But I throw a bone. Yeah. Same thing my daughter. My daughters get mad at me, they don't want to talk. I continuously throw a bone. You feel me? To in hopes that I could reel them in. You feel me? But to just continuously live or act as if like that ain't nothing, I couldn't see myself being that way.
All right, look. I'm gonna need you to bleep me out on this, Jones. One time, I need to give me. Man, fuck Brian McKnight. You hear me? I ain't listening. I'm not listening to Back at One no more. Look, I'm not listening to nothing Brian McKnight related no more because This has been going on for months. This young man has been suffering. Was going through chemo, and he's sending out all these different things. They even postponed one of his shows, I believe, at the Brigada, because when they sent out the advertisement on Facebook, everybody was like, "This ain't it, Brigada. This ain't it. We don't want to see him." So he has messed up his entire bottom dollar with the way he's responded to the even. He sent out a message after the boy was dead saying, "Me and my family, we went to Maui. We chose to honor his memory." How you honor this boy memory when he got a whole funeral when he was sitting in the casket somewhere? You could have went to go see him right
See his
there.
body,
Now I
yeah.
understand you want to. You see the body, this and that. So yeah, we had the most amazing oncologist on staff. He could have been at our house. He could have got personal treatment. Who knows to say you could letting him get treatment? Would you allow his mom to come in the house because you got a disrespect a relationship with her? Without anybody else, it had to been on your level, your way. So Brian McKnight ain't got to worry about me playing none of his music before. When I say I have gone on. I went through my music and I wanted to see he can't even be a writer or a composer on none of the music I listen to. Fuck Brian McKnight.
Okay.
Get out your mind. Like, I ain't
Yeah, no,
no,
I
like I
gotta
ain't
you see again, like I
I'm gonna see the more context, yeah, because I ain't
yeah, no,
no
but I mean, even the thing like not claiming the children, like I get it, bro, because it's tough, but like to really, literally, not only start a new family, but to disown the one that you actually created is crazy. It's nuts.
Listen, I understand. I told you, I'm on like my third family now. So believe me, Brian, I understand. But I ain't never left none of the other ones from the 1 and 2. Shit, they came with me. So
Yeah, all right.
life,
Forget
man.
Brian
Can you
McKnight
get
then.
with different? Yeah. Can you get with this or you can't get with that? Halliburton dad has been allowed to come back to the Pacers arena now that there's issues with Giannis. The team, I believe they're now tied 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
OKC is up 2 game, well, 2 games, and Pacers 2 games. I think the next game may be
Monday.
tomorrow or
It's
so,
Monday. Yeah.
Monday. So,
I can
with
definitely
you,
come on.
how you feeling?
I can't get
I
with
know you would.
yeah, I can't get with like him overstepping his boundaries with the what was that, the first round with Giannis. I can't get with that. But I could definitely get with a father having opportunities to support his son, especially as his son is in this position. You feel me?
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw, Tyrese Halliburton has made his mark on the league. So all he got to do is just continuously put the work in, and he'll have his opportunities, right? But I could definitely get with like his father having an opportunity to come support him. We was watching the game last night, and we got the scene. They ain't give him no good seats though. I was telling Jazz that. So they always say
Dang.
the celebrities that's underneath the basket, they be that few seats, bro. Because there's a few like celebrities that should have like either sidelines or they should be up in the sky boxes. But if they put you underneath the courts, that's like kind of like a FU. But listen, not only did they have him under the court.
Beggars can't be choosers. That nigga's on the floor of the finals. I don't care if you was. You can put me
Yeah.
behind the basket, behind
Yeah, I'll
the
take it.
20 corn highs on
I'll
somebody.
take
Well, I'm
it.
just like,
I'm saying like,
shit.
yeah, me and you, we represent the Black Dad podcast. We can take them seats, but I'm talking about like the likes of a Carmelo Anthony. Why is he underneath the basket? Busta Rhymes underneath the basket, right? But they not only did they put him under the basket, they put him underneath OKC's basket. So like whatever their
Kind
court
of
was
taunting, getting say
you know what I'm
something.
saying? No, he
Yeah.
should. I feel like if you're gonna put him under the basket, he should be underneath the basket of his son in the second half. It's just so, like I said, he kind of like
Right.
just got what they was willing to give him. But I could definitely get with him being allowed back into the arena. He just gotta chill out. I've actually been seeing him and SGA's dad. They've been kind of like linking up, kicking it too. I think that's thorough too. So we need to see more of that. And I like.
Shout out to them black dads
There we
and
go.
them kids' lives,
That's what
man,
I'm
and
talking
help
about.
them to progress to get to this level. You got Jalen Brunson, his dad too, man.
That's what
I
I'm
don't think
talking
we've
about.
seen a time in the NBA so much where the father is just as prolific as the son is. Whereas though Jalen Brunson's dad was in the NBA. So you got it. It's just, and they're so on the forefront. So I think it's amazing. Like, man, it's just dad gonna be dad,
Yeah.
man. He having a ball there. I think the last, if you could plug it in too, if you could get the clip.
Okay.
I need you to get Halliburton was talking about his dad. He said, man, Pops was out of pocket with these jeans he got
Oh
on.
yeah.
Like he
What he
had
had?
these
What jeans? I did see that. What kind of jeans he had on?
man, they look like they was Jabot jeans that was cut up into Guess jeans.
What you
Like
think about
they was something else.
Reggie Miller? His get up
Reggie been corny
with
for
the
years,
jersey
so
tucked in the
I'm not
jeans.
surprised. Yeah, I ain't surprised. Reggie been corny for years. That's just Reggie. But so we're gonna go to the stat of the week. We rolling
Yes, sir.
today,
Yes,
man.
sir.
You know, boy trying to get out here get this Jamaican food. So look, we got the stat of the week. A 2018 study published by the Preventative Medicine Reports analyzed data from over 40,000 U.S. children and found that spending 7+ hours daily on screens were children were more than twice as likely to be diagnosed with anxiety or depression compared to those with only 1 hour of screen time.
Mm-hmm.
It was also linked to psychological well-being, including increased distractibility and emotional instability. So, what you feel about that? How are you monitoring your kids' TV time?
Yeah,
And you
and
feel like you could do a better job, or how are you doing?
I could definitely, because I got Brazil here with me, and that's a part of her like chilling, right? But
Yeah.
I definitely am more conscious. Like she's not on it all day, every day. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like in this moment, to kind of like keep her chilled, relaxed, and out the way. You know, we on the screen. But I definitely monitor, you know, her screen time as far as like, and what she watched. That was something big too.
Yeah.
You know, that I had to jump on a little while back, is because you get so caught up. Because again, you know, you hand the kid the iPad or the cell phone and they chilling, so you think that you're not paying them too much attention. But now, next thing you
Yeah.
know, they watching some of the wildest stuff. You feel me? And some of those things, like the algorithms on YouTube, could be crazy. You feel me? So
Yeah.
it's something that I could definitely, I've gotten better at, but I could still be a lot better at, like as far as like screen time. As far as, and you again, you put me onto something. We talking about like, again, like Z having some, you know, I love my baby girl. She a beautiful. Everybody loves Z, man. Z don't go nowhere and don't nobody love her. But she got this thing about her, and I'm trying to work on it with her, right? And you just put me on something, you know. So I'm gonna definitely be tapping in with like the amount of screen time, and not just the amount of time, like what she's actually.
For the content, yeah.
Yeah, that stuff matter. That stuff matter.
Man, when I so it was kind of like a catch-22 in me because like I work from home some days, so it's like if the kids, especially in the summertime, I'm trying to focus, but I want y'all out my way, but at the same time, I don't want to hear this shit. So here I got y'all some headphones. But then I can't monitor what y'all hearing because so many different videos, whether it can be an innocent video with a song going, talking about with that wet ass, like that they
Yeah,
can be saying like so an innocent song, but y'all using a different video or
yeah,
the content. So I started first really paying attention to it with my kids, and I would see like when they didn't have the iPads, the phones, and I think I did do my kids a disservice because they both and they both got iPhones. Lily got an iPad, so it's times where I do got to take the phone in the middle of the night. Day he'll fall asleep. Day like watching mukbangs. This is why the little nigga's so greedy. He falls asleep to people in his room. I hear it like, what the? I open the door. They just
man, I want a cheesecake,
and he sleep.
man.
That's how he falls asleep. And that's what he wake up to, man. I'm hungry. Look, he eat more than me. So it's the content. His content is innocent. Bella content it be I gotta pay attention to because these little girls they be a little fast based on what she be watching. Lele, I'm seeing that the content she was watching would cause nightmares. Like what's the young boy's name? Funny Mike. Funny Mike would do these little videos and stuff, and yeah, it's innocent, but it's certain things when you watch it right before you go to sleep she have a dream she getting chased by clowns and stuff like that, and so it pays attention. So it's like now what I've been doing, and it's funny. This is the subject. She hate at a certain time of the night. She hates to go to sleep. So we always give her the option. Either you can have bedtime music or nothing at all. So now I've been giving her the option. You gotta have bedtime music or wrestling. You got to watch wrestling or
She
bedtime
always
music.
choose wrestling.
She choose wrestling. She be interested for a minute and she falls asleep faster than she do off
Right,
the
right, right.
bedtime music because it's not that it's not something she's that into. It's like, yeah, I'm watching it, but eventually she knocked
I
out.
like
So
that. I like that method. Yeah.
it's a win-win for me because one, either you're gonna go to sleep or two, you gonna be in the wrestling with me. So it's like now she be like, yo, you wanna watch these matches with me? You wanna watch the girl in the pink, daddy, this guy. So it's the joy of that, but then there's also monitoring. So it's like what I'm going to get back to, and I would implore you and anybody that's watching this challenge this summer. Let's get our kids back watching the movies we used to watch. Let's get them watching the Little
We just watched
Giants, the Little Rascals.
Air Bud. We just watched Air Bud the other day. So we
Yeah,
get
let's
into that.
get
Yeah.
all of those. The Disney movies, the Latin,
Yeah.
all that. That's because you got to think we worked out somewhat fine based off the things we were watching.
Brazil
These
favorite
kids
joint is, I
now,
told you when you said Matilda last week, she watched Matilda faithfully. You feel me?
yeah. So I'm saying like that's what we got to get
Mm-hmm.
on that. Like I pray because I think the content that these kids now is really meant for them to be hyperactive, have social issues. You got to look at all these little things like little girl. I remember during Pride Month one time. This is something commercial. Yeah, I woke up one day and I just wanted to be a boy. Wanted to be a boy. And one day my daughter's saying something like, "Yeah, I'm a boy." I'm like, "What?" And I'm saying she's just repeating what she watched. That ain't how she feels. She ain't turning. You see my daughter. My daughter is the girliest little girl in the world. But it's just really off of what they're watching. Children are creatures of habit, and if we monitor the screen time, we cut it down, get outside more, take these kids outside. It's outside. I know it's bad, but parks is still free. Libraries is free. They got the pools is free in some places. Get these kids outside
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll
Yeah.
really cut down the screen time.
Yeah. I agree. We like to go for walks too. You know, the neighborhood out here pretty nice, so we'll go for
Yeah.
walks. We got the like the radio flyer wagon. Put the kids in there, drag them up
Yeah.
and down the streets or whatever, and get them to chill out.
I'm gonna have to get back because my kid's lazy. I had Bella walk with me the other day. She's like, "Daddy, my legs
Yeah.
hurt. They too small."
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, at least you probably won't get your son in there, but for her, I think it'll be good for her. Yeah, that joint will be
right.
tough for her. And they got a lot of the free libraries. So it'll be like on the side of the road is like a little box, and you can either donate books to it or you could take books from it. So that's something
Yeah,
that
I like that.
yeah, that's something that we supposed to be doing soon. I called it like a little tour because just in the neighborhood, I probably seen like 4 or 5 of them. So maybe we donate some, take some. You feel me?
Yeah, I got some stuff for them this summer. Like we not doing a whole bunch of juice. Y'all gotta finish one bottle of water every day. Like we're
That's
not
a
doing a
good
whole
joint.
bunch of
That's a good joint.
TV at a certain time of the day. I will need y'all to get a book or get something. We're gonna do science projects. We're gonna go
I
outside.
like that.
We're gonna go look at the stars. We're gonna do things that don't necessarily involve a screen. Now I'm gonna give y'all screen time. Y'all wanna get out my face, please. If I need a moment, but it's not gonna be something that's just automatic all this
Right,
summer. Like no, we're gonna
right.
do some things. We're gonna have some fun. And I think there's a lot of kids they ask to go outside, and we as parents we so tired or overwhelmed. Nah, I ain't going out right now. You better get that phone, you better get that iPad. No,
You need
we
to
going
get out there
outside. I
too.
can get my work done outside.
No, real right. You talk about the movies. I went through that with my older daughters. We went through that whole little phase where it's so crazy. I used to watch the things that they watched. It's so crazy. Like,
Yeah.
oldest daughters, they was like coming up off of Disney Channel. So the one little girl is pregnant. Threw me for a loop. Sky Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to my older
Yeah.
daughter, I said, "Tell me I'm getting old without telling me I'm." She was little. It was like Brazil. She's a mom. It's so
Mm-hmm.
crazy, right? So I used to like enjoy that, like watching the things that they enjoyed, and like you said, showing them some of the stuff that I came up watching. You feel me? That was a good joint too.
Yeah.
I wanted to share this with you too. I was saying when my son was probably in the first grade, he going into the 6th grade. But when he was in the 1st grade, this was around COVID. And mind you, I used to work overnight. So I would come home and I'm like, I can't, I tried it a few times. I'm like, Sage, I can't stay up with you all day. I got to get some rest. I got work tonight. So I basically trained him to make sure that he knew to do. I gave him timers on his iPad. So whenever the classes switched or whatever he needed to do something different, he would know, like, all right, it's lunchtime, and then all right, lunchtime is over. So I got to a comfortable point where I'm like, all right, well, you don't need me. Only so remember it was COVID, so they was doing homeschool. They on the thing like us.
Yeah.
So he got comfortable. I got comfortable with him, like, all right, yeah, well, you got it. By the time you done school, I'll be up from my neck, and then we could take it from there. So got to a point like we was good for a couple of months. Then it got to a point where the teacher, like, how you know, Mr. Randolph? I just want, is everything okay? Sage just not in class and he's not coming in class. He was like a month behind on work. This boy,
Wow.
but that's my fault because I should be thinking that he could handle it as a first grader. He in his room, he got PlayStation, he got laptops, he got Facebook. I mean, he got iPads. You feel me? He instead of doing the work, he's slamming a joint touch with his feet up, playing the video game, dog. So that's what I had to tighten up. That's when I had to tighten up. And he got it together. He wound up just getting caught up on his work. They wound up giving him like student of the month. But I'm just saying, like, you definitely have to monitor. You feel me? Like in my mind, I'm like, he my son, he with me. He gonna follow directions. No, he found the loophole in the shit that I had set up for him too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely
These kids are slick, man.
Yeah, you came up with some good ideas. A few things I heard you say here. And I think they some great ideas.
Nah, man. I think, and inshallah, man, I definitely got an idea for us, man. I'm gonna try to yeah, man, I actually want to do it like a 90s cookout for everybody, man, and be the old school joint, man. The girls over there playing jump rope, the boys playing wall ball. We teaching the kids how to play king ball, curve ball. We teaching these kids the games. We playing manhunt. We playing red light, green light, Baba Birdie on the wall. Like, old school games to get these kids to understand, like, this is what we used to do outside. We didn't have a phone, we didn't have a screen. We rode bikes and I knew everybody was at your house, because everybody's bike would be in front of your crib. I knew
That's
Kenny
how
and
it go.
Josh was. That's how I knew. If I walked around there, I rode my bike down there. I see your bikes outside. Oh, everybody in their
We
crib.
used to play. We would play like we love baseball, so we would even if we weren't like actually playing a game, we would instead of playing regular catch,
the four corners.
You know what I'm saying?
Remember the four corners? Somebody be in the middle of the
figured it
street.
all
You
out.
be on one corner. That's first base. That's second base. That's third base. That's home. Man, I can't tell you how many little balls I'm hitting on the roof.
That's what I'm saying.
I this
That was
corner
my
right
shit.
behind my house. Man, that was life, and I think we got to get our kids back into that, man, because it's so much on these screens that we can't control what they're seeing, and it has a negative impact.
I was saying that we instead of playing regular catch, it'd be like I have like Kenny playing back catcher, and I'm pitching like acting like I'm a pitcher, pitching the ball across the street.
Yeah.
So my point is that we would find ways to like pass time. You feel me? We would find ways to have fun. You said wall ball. That shit great. We used to play in the mornings, catching the bus to elementary school to Bell Avenue and Cowan Elementary. We would play this before Cowan Elementary had opened back up. It was just a bus stop.
They were shut down on the side. I remember. We used to play on the side, on the back of it.
Throw the tennis ball against the wall, and somehow, some way, they turned that into baseball. It was great. Like we were very creative. We found ways to have fun as kids. Absolutely.
Man, it's been a great episode, man. We've been rolling, man. We got a few more things. We're about to actually head into the
Man Cave.
What's your picks for the finals? How you enjoying it so far? It actually, they saying it's one of the lowest rating finals since I believe 1988. Yeah. And I think we did say this before anyway, that's not a sexy finals with OKC versus the Pacers. Like I'm cool. I love them. I think they have both fantastic talents, but it's not emotionally building to me as if I see a Russell Westbrook with an opportunity to get his first championship ring, or I get to see Jalen Brunson bring a title back to New York, or I see Ant-Man bringing a title to Minnesota. So it's like these are exciting things. Like the markets in OKC and Indiana aren't that interesting to me. So I mean, kudos to them. I think they did an amazing job building some great franchises, but I can tell why the ratings are down. Like it's just not something I'm interested in. I have not watched not one finals game yet, honestly. I think I watched the one actually the last 5 minutes where he hit the game winning shot. Game one. But other than that, no, I haven't watched anything else.
I just think because the way that they've built the league is built on they built it on like super teams, which I'm not mad at either.
Yeah.
I think this is just a refresher, like as far as like how the game is being played. You got to look at a lot of I want to say OKC is the youngest team, like on the average in the league.
Yeah.
The young boy, Jalen Williams, he in his 3rd year. You feel me? I want to say Shea may be the oldest one on the team, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say Halliburton is within his first 5 years, if that. in the league. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I just think that it's not even the teams too. So both of these teams, even though OKC has had their times in the past with, like you said, Westbrook and KD, these aren't classical
Yeah.
teams. And Indiana isn't a team that's, they've always battled against New York, but New York is New York. So New York is going to always, when we will watch the Knicks games, me and Jazz looking for the celebrities on the sideline. You feel me? You don't get that at neither one of those places. You're not going to see too much of that there. But I like it. I like it because I'm a fan of the game. The way you feel, I felt that way about when the Bucks and Phoenix played like a couple years back when Giannis won his championship, and I felt that same way against when the Nuggets won a couple years back.
Yeah.
I feel that way about those teams, but these young teams, I think they have the opportunity to kind of like rewrite, not so much rewrite history, but basically I don't know, I can't think of the word right now.
I think they could change the narrative of the
You know what I'm
league.
saying?
Though they now got to be built around super teams.
Especially with a
Though
lot
it's
of the
just it's a small
OGs.
market.
You gotta look at it. A lot of the OGs is on their way out the door. We just talked about KD earlier. LeBron is on his way. A lot of the ones that we came up watching, they on their way out the door. You feel me?
Well, you gotta think they are setting it up nicely because you gotta think even say all of them leave out, then you got what is it? Jokic could possibly get his second ring. Giannis could get his second ring. Tatum could get his second ring. So it's like you got the narratives though. These people can be superstars. They can build onto it. So it's like the league has been spread out, and I think it's been back-to-back champions.
They've been
for some time.
Want to say what was the stat I seen? I
think it says Golden State. Right?
And Golden State, right? And that was the last
where
time.
They were the last back-to-back champions.
And that was the last time you had that was the last time the same player that won the MVP won the championship. That was 2015.
Yeah.
And so like the league MVP hasn't won a championship in the same year in over 10 years. You feel me? But I like it though. I like last night though. I was a little burnt out that they didn't. Indiana didn't pull that out. They had like 10-point leads multiple times throughout that game, and they would get erased like nothing. You feel me? Even towards the end of the game, they just. And I'm gonna just say this about SGA. I like him. There's a lot of players in the league that I'm not fans of, but they gotta chill.
The foul merchant.
Not only is he foul baiting, he'll push off you too. He got a good shot. See, the reason why he could get that shot off because he got a high release. He releasing it from up here, but this was him the whole time. And then you get your hands in here. Like if I got the ball like this, I don't got the ball right now. If I got the ball like this and you got your arm in here, he can feel that and he just go, "Oh, I'm shooting it."
Yeah, he is. He will bait them into calling it. Now this is the MVP. It's just kind of I don't like that. Part of the game. You the MVP, you get the calls.
And I like. So this is what I'll say. I see what's going on. Indiana, they gotta, if they're gonna win, they have to win on the road. My point is, if they want to be serious about this shit, they need to go do that thing on Monday. You feel me? If they don't win on Monday, they still got the opportunity to come home on Thursday and force a game 7. But my point is, it gotta happen. I think the best move for Indy, if they gonna win, the best move for them is to win on Monday.
So we got the last two segments for Man Cave is top 5 boxers of all time and top 5 movies of all time. So I can give you my top 5 boxers. Number 5, I got Canelo Alvarez. I feel like though if Terrence Crawford beats him, I'm replacing number 5 with Terrence Crawford. I got number 4 as Bernard Hopkins. Amazing things what he did.
Okay.
Longevity. I got Floyd as 3. I know probably Floyd Mayweather, he should be top 1, top 2, but I don't got Floyd. I think Floyd was the most amazing defensive boxer I've ever seen. Better than De La Hoya, better than Sugar Shane, better than Cotto. Like he was amazing. But I don't think he was better than my number 2 or my number 1. My number 2 I got as Muhammad Ali. I think Muhammad Ali was the second. boxer of all time, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Just the rope a dope. Just he just revolutionized boxing. But number one, I got it in the meanest man in the streets, Mike Tyson. You hear me? Like,
He said, "Oh, praise to Allah."
oh, praise to Allah. I eat children, I demolish them. Like, and I say he won 18 seconds and the black shorts with the, I mean, like, it's just, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he
just,
was a mean boy.
he was the beast. I don't feel like there's never been anybody who's ever made me more interested in boxing than Mike Tyson
I
has.
would agree. Yeah,
Like, just,
yeah. And his story makes it even more compelling too. Like the fact that he
yeah,
was able to be that successful or accomplish that much. Yeah, I would agree for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say they my top two. I didn't come prepped with a list, but I was really listening to your list, and I'm gonna go backwards. You feel me? So I'm gonna
Yes.
definitely say I like that. I definitely like Mike. Muhammad Ali was definitely skilled, but I just think that Mike, what we seen from Mike, we didn't see like the character of Muhammad Ali before. You feel me?
Yeah.
But the skill set of Mike Tyson was literally something. I mean, it might have been like some old guy from some brawler from back in the day. But I mean, as far as modern day, we hadn't seen anything like that.
No.
So I like Mike at number one, Muhammad at two. Three, I got Floyd. And Floyd, maybe I could go. The reason why Muhammad Ali got it, no, because Muhammad Ali faced way more tough opponents, and that's no disrespect to Floyd. He's tactician, but I think that Muhammad Ali he lost fights because he probably had tougher opponents. You feel me? But Floyd, his style, he's probably one of the boxers that I see like. He's probably one of the first people that made me enjoy boxing. Like I knew Mike Tyson, but I really wasn't watching fights before Floyd Mayweather. So like seeing like it made me really respect boxing as a sport because I learned that it wasn't just about punching people. It wasn't just about how hard you could knock people down. You feel me? So I like Floyd at number three. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna shake things up a little bit. I gotta go Javante. He another one.
Tank?
I like him. For me, who Tank lose to? But they got to draw. But I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why he got to draw. We talk about it all the time. He lost everybody that helped build him. He went away from. Yeah. He started with Floyd. Then is his trainer. So he out here thriving off ego, and it's like you gonna go out there and get murked. But that's why. It's not because I think if he gets back to like if he goes back to the basics, it's gonna be hard for niggas to see bull. You feel me? Just because again, what I've seen from Tank, like his not so much his boxing style, but like how he approaches the match. You feel me? Yeah. Like I watched him. You feel me? I watched him like argue with like Floyd one of his last Jones like promoting him or managing him. Yeah. Argue with Floyd, get mad at him, and literally go out there and knock the ball
out. Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah.
So I think his number one, if he could get over like if he could get out his own way, we'll probably be just rediscussing him as one of the top boxers in history. You feel me? And I like Alvarez. I might like Alvarez over Bud. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't
like over Bud.
Yeah, Alvarez is even though
that one Bud whooped that ass.
I don't know. Bud was looking who Bud fight last. He was looking a little shaky in his last fight. Who he fight the last time? He was looking a little crazy.
No, but
Alvarez might
move up in weight.
He got to put his weight on, but Alvarez already there.
Yeah.
And I like honorable mention. I want to say it's this young fella that I've been watching. I follow him on Instagram. There's a few boxers I follow on Instagram. But this young boy name is Abdullah Mason. I want to say his name.
Oh yeah, Abdullah Mason. He actually just had a fight recently. Man, Boots Ennis, Abdullah Mason, Shakur Stevenson, like the
I like
boxing
Shakur.
world looks
Yeah.
amazing right now. Like they need to just put an amazing card out there to just have all these young up and coming fighters on, and just you would take over the internet. Whereas though every fight you got to watch, every fight is like a main event. Like I would
And
love to
I
watch something like
that
that.
was kind of like on the fly. I think if I would have came prepared for that boxing match, I would have gave you. There's a few other boxers, but that was my list on the fly. You see, I kind of like built my list off of what you came with.
Hey, that's what teamwork for. Teamwork make the dream work.
But Abdullah had this fight a couple months ago where he was trading knockout for knockdown with Bull. Now my thing about Abdullah, he hadn't really been touched up until that point. But that's what
Right.
really made me like him is seeing him face adversity and overcome it. You feel me? A lot of people can't face adversity and overcome it in those situations. So I think Abdullah Mason, he gonna be something special for sure.
Yeah. Nah, I look forward to seeing more of his fights. So we got just the last top 5 movies of all time. My joint easy. Number 5, I got Baby Driver. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that. It's an amazing movie. It's in my top 5 for a reason. Like I, growing up with an iPod, like I had like an iPod in like 2004. Like so, I remember like it was. I needed music everywhere I go. Like I just, and that's just really the center of the movie. Like he needs his music everywhere he go, no matter what he do, selling cars, anything. He just needs his music. So. That's my number 5. Number 4, I got Godfather. Number 1, first one.
The first, you like well, one is good, yeah.
Yeah,
I like
one is
two.
the one the conversation he having with his dad in the end. He talk about being a man. The he's catching his first body, like taking over the family. Telling his wife don't never ask about the business, like things like that. I love Godfather number 1. Number 3, I got to go with. Uh, did I have it? Oh, Friday. Number 3, I got Friday. Classic movie. You can't beat that. Like Smokey, you
Mhm.
know, amazing. Number 2, I got Django. Yes, I had
Yo,
Django over Friday.
I got Django definitely one of my. It's so
I
crazy.
got
I just drew my list up in my head. Django definitely on there. Yeah,
Django's in. Listen, this is let you know Django's in my top 2 movie. I can't
yeah.
see in this thing. I can't breathe in this fucking thing. I can't ride in this fucking thing.
It's not as high on my list, but yeah.
Yeah, Django's my number 2 movie all time. I could watch it over and over again just
Yep.
to see the plight, the story. Samuel L. Jackson, Leonardo DiCaprio, like Dr. Schultz, like it's amazing. Kerry Washington. But my favorite movie of all time, hands down, has to be A Bronx Tale. With Sonny, Carolgedo. It was actually about who the guy who plays Sonny's life. It was actually about his real life. He actually wrote A
Mm.
Bronx Tale.
She
Um,
still Jazz tell me that's she really enjoys that movie too. She said he be doing like Broadway, please. He doing
Yeah, he
like
did
he
Boston
travel
Play
around. Yeah.
because of it, and he still has a nice podcast too. I believe his name is Chaz. So he amazing. I mean, Sonny driving backwards. The when the black young bull, the fire, like it has so many different parts to it. Like if I feel like if you want a template for a perfect movie, whether it's soundtrack, whether it's progression, you want a Bronx Tale because from beginning, middle to end, it is probably the best movie that I have, and I'll watch it tonight now, since because of that, and I probably one day I may let my kids watch it with me, but yeah, that's hands down my favorite movie of all time.
I like that. You got two modules on there too. That's fire.
Yeah, honorable mention to Sleepers. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that. It's with Brad Pitt.
Mm-mm. We just watched the
Uh,
Brad Pitt movie,
Yo,
Killing Them
check out
Softly.
Sleepers.
You got to see Killing Them Softly.
All right, I
That's a
check
good
that
drama.
out.
Yeah.
And then other honorable mention would be a Low Down Dirty Shame. Uh,
Mm.
hands down, funny, one of the funniest movies ever.
I'm gonna go. So I created my list as because I would like to say I'm a buff. You see how we do the when we do the
Yeah, the
thought
thought
vaults.
vault.
There, a lot of them is driven off of TV, and that's something that me and Jazz do a lot on our pastime. So I was able to come up with mine on the fly. Number 5, I'm gonna go Goodfellas. Even
Okay.
though I don't, Goodfellas isn't my. it's not my number one mob movie, but it's my introduction to like mob movies. It was movies that I've seen after Goodfellas that I like better than Goodfellas, but it's my introduction to that. You feel me? And it's a good joint. You feel me?
Right.
So number 5 is Goodfellas. Number 4 on my list would be Django. Django is definitely. I'm drawing it. That's why I got hyped when you said it, because I'm like, yo, it's crazy. And I always kind of like being in corporate America. I will always say that about me, like just how I would like handle myself, and I'd be like, you can't.
Listen,
Django.
I tell people all this time. I tell my girl this. The baby, remember that scene of Django? Baby, you can't treat him like the other niggas seen. Like, you understand that? That's me. I ain't like the other niggas.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm fine with Django. Like,
yeah, Django for sure. Now my number 3. Now this where we're gonna get into some stuff. My number 3 is Wolf of Wall Street, Leonardo DiCaprio.
I've
never seen. I really enjoy. I haven't watched that movie in a few years, but we starting to get into. If you peep the pattern with the movies that I'm gonna name, they all like lengthy films. You know what I'm saying? They not hour and a half. They 2 hours and up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed that joint. That joint that was probably like my first time just seeing that kind of like lifestyle from that angle. Obviously, we had our state property, paid in fools, Menace to Society. We got to see it from like those perspectives, but that was my first time seeing that kind of lifestyle. You feel me? And I thought it was, and they was getting money. So yeah, man. Number 2, I kept running. Fucking Forrest Gump, dog. Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump is really, and I'm gonna explain to you why. And for some,
like a box of chocolate.
For the same reasons why. Well, part of my number 1 is gonna be for half of the same reason. My first time ever watching Forrest Gump, and I just seen a video where they talked about this, right? But it was one of those movies that I watched. Again, it's a lengthy film. Forrest Gump, I probably seen Forrest Gump for the first time on VHS when I was probably like 8 or 9. But it's one of the movies that I seen that made me feel like I was there. Like mind you, if you notice that he's basically placing himself in all of American history, saying that he was at the White House or he came for Alabama or he was in the war. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think they did such a good job at like depicting those things that as a 9-year-old young man, it made me feel the movie. You feel me? Yeah. So yeah, for that reason alone is probably Forrest Gump my number 2.
Yeah.
And my number one, X. Just the second list, my second top 5 that X is made number 1 on. He's number 1. Malcolm X is number 1 on my top 5.
Malcolm X documentary. All right.
Well,
biography with Denzel.
Yes, exactly. So that for the same reasons, but
get your hand out of my pocket.
Get your hand out of my pocket, nigga. But it's number 1 on my top 5 Spike Lee joints, and it's number 1 on here top 5 movies all time. It was my introduction to Malcolm X. Malcolm X is somebody that through, especially in my younger years, that I held dear to me. And again, we talk about not having a father. I had to learn something. You feel me?
Somewhere. Yeah.
So, you know, I never forget my mom's a family friend, Miss Bunsey. She was an educator. My cousin Kristen, mom, my cousin Bev, rest in peace. She was an educator. But her best friend, Miss Bunsey, I never forget telling her as a kid that Malcolm X was my favorite movie. And I was like, I really, and she was like, you need to read the book. You know what I'm saying? She said you'll get a lot more out of the book than you will out of the movie. However, you know what I'm saying? The same thing. I just felt like I was there. That Sam Cooke song, the first time I ever heard Sam Cooke, Change Gonna Come. It's Malcolm X movie. I mean, I'm not saying, the music was around in my house, but I'm just saying, like, that's how I identify that song. It's from Malcolm X's movie when he's riding down the street, basically heading to his death. You feel me? So Malcolm X is gonna be my number 1.
Goddamn, way to spoil the movie, nigga. What if I didn't see it?
Malcolm X. Speaking of such, right? So hold on, this is a funny joke real quick. My daughters, so you talk about movies that you watch with your kids. So as my daughters got their teenage years, I I watched Troy with them, Brad Pitt. I tried to watch Kill Bill, but they Kill Bill when she put the boy head in the door and slammed it and shit. They started crying and shit. I said, my fault. I didn't realize that it was that crazy, right? So they like teenagers, like 14, 15, 16 at this time, right? What else did I watch with them? Do the Right Thing. They cried when Radio Raheem died, had me crying like draw. I did not expect for them to cry, dog.
Again, you ruined this for me. I have people who cuss me out for the amount of movies I have not seen. I have never seen A Color Purple. I have never seen Do the Right Thing. I have never seen what is it? Not Poetic Justice. No, I ain't seen all the Poetic Justice. I haven't
We just watched
seen
Poetic Justice. Jazz ain't see it either.
if you name a famous black movie that most people have seen, I never seen The Goonies.
Haven't Jazz just asked me. I haven't seen that either. She asked me about that joint a few weeks ago.
Yeah, they have a whole list of movies that they asked
me. Maybe you could do a thought vault of top 5 movies you have. Top 5 movies I haven't seen. We could do a joint like that.
That boy. I'm getting cussed out, man.
So what I was leading to was All Eyes on Me, Tupac.
All right.
But like they cried when my fault. Did you see Black Panther?
Yeah, nigga, come on, man.
They see
what kind of flavor?
They was crying when Killmonger died, but the joint that really had me like burnt out with my daughters. Brianna is Brianna always she like the middle daughter, and then Shyla sometimes. Imani was really upset when Killmonger passed away. When he drove the knife into him, they was done. But Tupac, why are you crying at the Tupac movie? You know it. You already know he.
No. Because I definitely cried.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Selena died. Selena was dead, but I was just seeing Selena.
She like, it was the music, Dad. That's one more movie for them. Shout out to the daughters, man. Shout out to the Power 3, the big 3. G Baby from Hardball. Yeah. I know you seen Hardball.
Yeah, I seen Hardball.
When G Baby died, I'm putting them on the Hardball, and they lost it. Brianna lost it. When they cut the camera to G Baby and he had the gunshot wound in his chest.
Oh, it was over.
But the joint is they be, and I'm like, I done seen this joint already. It's not like I'm watching the movies for the first time myself. Right. I done seen it. Now you crying, you got me crying. Why am I crying? Because Killmonger passed away, dog. Like, it's not that deep to me, but shout out to my daughters. They crazy, man.
Ladies.
Funny as all get out. Listen, you get some time. If you don't get to do it this week, top 5 movies I haven't seen. Me and Jazz got another joint. Jazz got one dropping this week too, but we gonna get to that.
Yeah, no, I got you. We definitely not rock that out, man. It's been amazing, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Black Dad Podcast. We always try to give just some great advice to our kids in the event, So my advice this week don't get on my nerves this summer, kids. All right, that's my advice to y'all. Like, we gonna have some fun. But do not get on my nerves this summer. I'm working. I'm trying to take care of things for the family. Let's get along. It's hot. I get irritable. Let's enjoy this summer together. All right.
Mm-hmm. I got mine is gonna be listen to your father. Listen to your father, Z. You heard? You hear me? All right. Listen to your father. Love and respect your mother. It's just as simple as that. You know what I'm saying?
That's good advice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, man, we thank y'all for tuning in again. Man, we got some great shows coming up for y'all, man. Please hit the subscribe button. Send questions that you have, things you want us to read. I believe our next episode, we will be possibly trying to do it Facebook Live.
Yes, sir.
So it's taking it to another level, man. So thanks again for tuning in. Black Dad Podcast. I'm Pascal Rascal. That's Underrated Ed. Blessings.
This is only a test.